All right, good morning, everyone. I think I will go ahead and start. So welcome to the virtual workshop on privacy aspects of content tracing. My name is Athina Markopoulou, and I don't think I need to convince anyone that this is a timely topic. The pandemic has impacted the life of everyone the last half a year, and scientists from all disciplines have answered the call to arms to contribute in any way they can. So, of course, the medical field is leading the effort for vaccines and cures to help solve the problem, but also computer science and other fields try to see how they can contribute. And the focus of this workshop is more around networking, mobile systems, security and privacy, and how these efforts relate to public health and policy in order to enable contact tracing, risk assessment through technology that will allow us to get back to normal and manage the situation. So most of the people that have signed up for today have interests in these areas. And there have been several efforts organized around the theme of contact tracing from different entities. And it's amazing how people have come together and tried to contribute what they know. This particular workshop is organized by an NSF-funded SATSI Frontier project that started yesterday, October 1st. We haven't met as a team yet, but we did come together to put this event together. So the theme of the center is protecting personal data flow on the internet using a multidisciplinary approach that combines systems theory and security and privacy and policy. And naturally, we're interested in the space we're discussing today. This is a larger team, including the PIs and the advisory committee. And for the purpose of organization for today, apart from from us that they show up in the sessions, a lot of people contribute, including our advisors, that they are participating in the panels, people that introduce us to relevant speakers or help us disseminate the information and connect to the right people, and of course the students that help organize the effort. There are people all over the world working on this problem, and today we have several participants and panelists from Europe and Asia as well. Thanks for those that make the effort despite the time difference. I guess this is one of the silver linings of the pandemic, that we can put this group of speakers together despite that geographical distance. And in the US, NSF deserves thanks for funding projects like this always and in the long run, but also for jumping in on a short call and funding different rapid efforts that have supported several of us in this meeting, and also for encouraging and sometimes even sponsoring events like this workshop around this topic. I would like to give the opportunity to two NSF managers from SATSI and NETS. I think only Alex is available right now, Alex Princeton and James Joshi, to say a few words. So Alex, do you want to jump in?
Yeah, thank you so much, Athina, and we're really thankful for you to responding to this call for arms and organizing this workshop. We definitely would like to see the community engaged in the response. So it's we had some few other workshops on how nets, kind of networking and security community can respond. So together with my colleague and James Joshi, who is on this call, and on behalf of National Science Foundation, we definitely would like to welcome you to this important workshop. And we're looking forward for learning from you, right? Because it's what you're doing is really informing us as well, and allows us to do our job better to facilitate research in different aspects. So just for people who are not familiar with our program, so it's secure and trustworthy cyberspace, and one of the biggest program at NSF. It's cross-cutting among multiple directorates, and we're funding in all areas related to security, and it's very diverse, from networking to data science to systems to economic sciences and social and behavioral sciences. And definitely privacy, both theory and applied, very important topic in our program. So this is the statistics for awards from 2019. So as you see, privacy, applied privacy is actually one of the largest count on awards that we kind of made last year. But we also funded on theory, privacy theory, and other important topics that will be discussed here. So our response to COVID-19, we had a rapid call. So we had a letter on April 3rd. Unfortunately, it's expired on 29th. So if you have future idea on how you can contribute, we don't have this active call right now, but if Congress asks us to do something in the future, stay tuned because we might have an announcement in the future. But on this prior Dear Colleague letter, and I know that many people are not always following NSF, but it's kind of why it's very important to stay tuned. So people responded. So we received a lot of different proposals, and we funded across NSF, I think more than like close 170 projects. In our program in SATSI, we funded $3 million worth of research, and across our directorate, it's $21 million. And also we invested in high performance computing. So it's still going on. So if people need resources to do COVID-19 types research, so they can have access to this high performance computing. And we also funded a very interesting program for fellows. So we know that a lot of people like PhD students who are graduating, they might not have difficulty finding jobs, so they can apply to these fellow programs, and it might continue. So for SATSI Rapid, we have more than 100 inquiries for 1 pages. And as you see, privacy was an important part of this. We have also different aspects of security for COVID-19. So this is one of the projects that we funded. I only have time to go like very few of them. So as you see here, this project is a collaboration between University of Texas Health Science Center and Emory University. So they focus on real-time context tracing, and they have some privacy enhancement, right? And typically it's just a basic control on privacy and ML, but for each project that we funded, we looked on what about privacy. So hopefully those projects will generate data sets and some other artifacts that people can use. So the second project, I think it will be discussed in the workshop as a Safe Path project from MIT that allows privacy first contact tracing solution. It's like that privacy first class citizens in this project. So what James did in SATSI program, since we funded those projects, he created a virtual organization that allows people to interact and facilitate sharing of data sets and tools and documentation and identifying new research efforts that can come. And also, most importantly, they will create a research roadmap that will allow us at NSF to know what really important to fund, what kind of research gaps there is, and where we should put investment to advance the area. So if you are kind of interested, you can definitely contact the PI for this project. I also want to shamelessly advertise another workshop that we're running. It's on maybe related on Next-G security on October 15th and 19th. So this is related to all aspects of next generator networking security, but you can also see that data privacy is an important topic there, and we're trying to see from all layers, from physical layer, RF fingerprinting to SDN, software-defined networking, radio access network, and clouds, and so forth. So just if you're interested, you can follow this URL and contact the organizers. So again, thanks a lot to Atina and the proper data, and we look forward for very successful workshops. So back to you, Atina. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alex. And thanks for providing the landscape of funding opportunities. So the rest of the workshop is organized in 3 sessions. The theme throughout the day is privacy, because it is an important aspect for these solutions to be accepted by the public and adopted. There is some overlap naturally among the sessions, but we try to structure them in 3 parts: contact tracing systems, deeper dive on privacy design and security aspects, and policy, public health, and adoption issues in the afternoon session. We're going to have short breaks between the sessions and a half-an-hour lunch break. And we'll stop a little after 2:30 p.m. Pacific time. I appreciate again people from different time zones that make the effort to join us. And a few words about the format. We're using a Zoom webinar format, which is limited, unfortunately, in terms of interactivity. Originally, we had in mind a Zoom meeting, but more than 200 people have signed up to show up at different parts of the day due to the time difference. So it's more structured to use this format. There are 2 types of participation. There are the panelists and the attendees. I already received many questions from attendees, and it's nice to see your names, but unfortunately I don't see your faces. So you, as attendees, you have the 3 options I'm showing you here. My recommendation is use the Q&A to address questions to panelists. We will monitor that and answer either live or by typing the answers. You have the option to chat, but not to private chat. So you can chat as a broadcast to everyone, and that's for everyone to interact with each other. It's not great. It's not like Slack, but it's better than nothing. Now you have the option to raise your hand, but I'm not sure if you will be able to accommodate that. We'll see how the day goes. So my recommendation for attendees is to either ask questions to the panel through Q&A or to chat in a broadcast fashion. So panelists know what to do. You can have your video and audio on and off during your session outside, and you can answer questions that your session chair passes to you, or you also feel welcome to directly type answers in the Q&A box that comes from the attendees. This event is recorded and will be made available later. Again, apologize for the limited format, but all things considered, we think it's a good compromise. This community understands trade-offs.